I feel very strongly that Scotland should be independent, and I think that we've been screwed in 1979, 1999, and at the moment they're trying to screw us to the deck as well. I'm going to go back to 1979. We had a referendum in 79, but it was structured in such a way that it couldn't be won. We had to have 40% of the total vote had to be won saying yes. That was 40% of the total amount of people in Scotland. Only half the people in Scotland actually voted in that referendum. So there was no chance of winning that. Also, the Labour Party had, and this is from Denis Healey, the Chancellor, who said this about May of this year, they had lied to the Scottish people about the actual amount of oil that was in the North Sea. That to me was shameful. We had no chance of winning that. But I'll go back. I'll go on now to 1999. Now this is the real bad piece of business. We had a Labour government in 1999, and 2 months before the Parliament in Scotland opened for the first time, Tony Blair, Donald Dewar, Henry McLeish and Gordon Brown got together and put together a bill that was called the Scottish Adjacent Boundaries Order. In effect, what this did was, it was done under the guise of maritime matters, most notably in relation to sea fisheries. That's how it was done. It was presented by Henry McLeish to a parliamentary select committee at 10:30 a.m. on the 23rd of March 1999. It was not discussed, as any normal bill that goes through Parliament, by the House of Commons. It was hidden from the House of Commons. Nowhere was it discussed. That morning, the Select Committee went through that with a few really difficult questions from a couple of Tory MPs, Michael Fabricant and Oliver Letwin, who thought this was crazy. What is this bill all about? They couldn't understand it. Anyway, it went through the Select Committee. That's all it is a committee that looks at stuff. Bang! Out the door. 10:50 that night, just when the Lords are packing up, lo and behold, it's presented to the Lords. And it was passed through on the nod in the House of Lords. Never seen the Commons, nobody knew about it. What in effect this bill did, right? It ceded 6,000 square miles of the North Sea and 6 of the North Sea's biggest oil fields to Westminster in case of Scottish independence. That was done by 4 Scotsmen: Blair, Brown, McLeish and Dewar. Dewar, eh? Donald Dewar, the great Donald, the founder of Scotland, eh? The whole lot of them, traitors. They should have been taken to Holyrood and hung. What a disgrace. They're meant to be Scotsmen, and they've screwed us. That was 1999. We are now at the gates of their hell. We've got a chance of being independent. And the government down south are in a state, oh, it's wonderful. This morning they came out and they've promised us, lots of new powers. Never mentioned what they are, but lots of new powers. David Cameron came up yesterday. Well, I've got news for Mr. Cameron and the rest of them down there. And a lot of Scots people need to think like this. They need to think out of their box. Next year there's an election in England. UKIP will decimate the Tories. The Tories won't get into power next year. Liberal Democrats will be like the Ula bird, extinct. There will be one party in England next year that holds the balance, and that's Labour. Now, Labour will not give us a penny. They have already stated, their Chancellor has stated, that Scotland will not get tax-raising powers. The only tax-raising power they will be able to use is 15 pence in the pound. Labour will do the handouts. We'll get nothing. We'll get nothing. We then, with independence, at least when we've got independence, we will have a team goes down and negotiates. We'll negotiate with Labour, and we won't get anything. We'll be lucky to get anything. But at least we will, in effect, have our power in our hands and not in the hands of lunatics in London. Because Labour won't last long. Because when Scotland actually becomes independent in 2 years' time, all the Labour MPs from Scotland will disappear. So Labour will not have a majority down there. Then you'll go back and they'll get the Tories in. And you know who'll be in charge of them? Boris. Boris the He hates us. We'll get nothing off him. So my advice to the Scots people, don't listen to all these scare stories. We'll sort things out in that we'll have a Scottish team negotiating. But don't leave it on a promise that you've been given by the current government and the Labour Party. Don't leave it till then. All I can say is this Thursday, go down to the voting booth and put the biggest kiss in the box for independence that you can. That's what I'm going to do. 7 in the morning, I'll be down there. I can't wait. I've got it off my chest, and I'm pleased about that. On Thursday, I fly out to Corfu for holiday. And it'll be great to fly out from an oppressed country and to fly back in to a country free from oppression, free from these people in Westminster telling us what to do. It will be a joy. It's been grand getting this off my chest, so just go and do what you've got to do. Vote for independence. Thank you very much.